30 seconds on and 10 seconds off, doing those intervals one after the other. You'll be working for either 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or 10 minutes, depending on how long you want to go for. With every exercise, you'll have the option of making it either easier or making it harder. Some really important safety information to make sure you have a sturdy chair without wheels for all exercises. Please make sure you're wearing sneakers or athletic shoes during your exercises. Keep your space clear of clutter so that you're free to move around safely. Have all of your equipment nearby, so your exercise equipment and your water before starting. And make sure to do whatever exercise variation feels safe. Don't forget to ask your health coach if you have any questions. And finally, the goal is to eventually work at around a 13 to 14 on the Borg scale, so somewhat hard. Of course, you can always go a little bit lighter, around a 9 or a 10 if that feels better for you. Enjoy!
All right, everyone, make sure that you're ready to exercise, have all of your equipment nearby, and we're gonna get started with our standing program, okay? So in 3, 2, 1, holding onto the back of the chair, lifting up one heel towards your bum and alternating. Good. So stand up nice and tall, draw the belly button in. Good. Feeling the back of the legs working here. And keep growing a bit taller. Excellent. The chair is here for balance, so you can keep your hands on. Good. And just starting to get warmed up here. We'll go for about 3 more seconds and take a rest. So if that felt good for this next one, what you can do is just keep your hands on your hips if you feel like the balance is good, and we'll come back into that heel to bum. So here we go. Alternating, kind of rock a little bit from side to side. Feel how the abdomen is engaged, and that supports the low back. Good. But you can always grab onto the chair if you need a little bit of help and a little bit more balance. As you're feeling warm, you can pick up your pace a little bit, see if you can go a little bit faster. Or if that doesn't feel right, take it nice and easy. Make sure you can keep your breath, and we'll take a rest. So widening the legs about hip width apart, we're gonna have a small bend in our knees. And from here, we're gonna come into a forward punching motion. Good. So here we go, getting started with our next 30 seconds. Belly's engaged. As you press that arm forward, you can take maybe an exhale. Feel how that kind of engages the trunk a bit more. Good. Now, if your shoulder is bothering you, you don't have to go as far out. You can take it down a little bit more. If you feel great, then try to hit at that chest-shoulder height. Excellent job. Keep the breath moving here and take a rest. Stand up, shake it out. All right. So we'll go into another round of that. So getting ready, come into your little bit of a mini squat here and pressing the arms forward. Now, as you feel more warm, again, you can pick up your pace. Maybe kind of rocking. Good. Find your breath. Make sure you're inhaling, exhaling. And remember, if you're not quite warm yet, slow it down. That's okay as well. Keep checking in with that core. Make sure that you're supporting your low back, getting a bit of rotation. And 3, 2, and 1. Take a rest. Good. Shake it out. So now we're going to come into our elbow to knee. So we can start by just kind of holding onto the chair here. And we're going to do opposite hand to opposite knee. So lifting. Good. So squeezing those tummy muscles as we bring that knee up to the hand. Good. Stepping it out and bringing it up. So chair is here for balance. We're going to switch sides. So step over to the opposite side. Good. So we've got our chair here. We're getting a little bit of rotation as that knee comes up. You can feel those core muscles squeezing to bring that knee to the hand. Beautiful. Couple more and rest. Shake it out. Now, if that felt good and your balance is ready, you don't have to hold on to the chair, and we'll just go opposite hand to opposite knee. Here we go. Good. So bring the knee up only as comfortable as you feel. So it can be a little tap, that's okay. Using those ab muscles to lift that leg up. Good. You can kind of feel that press of the hand into the knee. That makes it almost a little bit harder. Good, and you can always slow it down if you need to. A few more here. And take a rest. Whew. All right. Getting ready for our next exercise, our mini squats. We'll start with our hands on the back of the chair, widen the legs, and we're just going to take a little bit of a mini, sort of lowering down. So you want to start this motion by bringing the hips down and back a little bit, and then pressing through the heels, standing tall. I like to inhale as I come down, exhale as I stand up. That gives me a little bit more oomph to get back up. Good. Squeezing those muscles in the legs, the back of the thighs, and the bum. And this can be, again, a very small motion as well. That's okay. And take a rest. I'm breathing heavy already. All right, next round. Here we go. Sitting down and standing up. Good. Now, if you feel good, feel free to put the hands on your hips. Again, getting that sort of backwards and downwards motion. You should be able to wiggle your toes here, meaning that that weight is in your heels. Good. So this is just like the motion we do when we go to sit down. And last one. All right, excellent job. So we're going to come into our final exercise. We're going to have one hand on the chair. We're going to step out and lift up. Good. So these are just a little tap jack. So the chair is here to help with the balance again. You can always make this easier by taking a smaller step if you need to, and also by not bringing the arm up overhead. So if the shoulders don't feel great, you can just lift up a little bit, that's okay. But if you're feeling good, get that full motion, reaching up, stepping out. Excellent job. Keep growing tall. Beautiful work. And last one, take a rest. So if you felt good with that, you don't have to hold on to the chair. If your balance is feeling good, we can start to pick it up a little bit more and just stepping out to the side. So here we go. Again, remember, you can always modify the height of the shoulder. So sometimes, we might have a pesky shoulder, that's okay. You can keep it pretty low. Good job. Almost there. Excellent work. Let's do about one, maybe two more on each side. And last one, take a rest. All right, so if you were with us for 5 minutes, then you are done with that session. If you're going for 7 minutes, we're gonna get started again. So grabbing out of the back of your chair, coming into that heel to butt. Now again, if you're already feeling warm, you can feel free to have your hands on your hips, standing nice and tall, and lifting. Good. And I like to keep my feet a little bit wider here when I put them down. That gives me a little bit more balance as I come down. Excellent job. Going with whatever feels comfortable for you. And take a rest here. So the next exercise we had was our forward punch. So we're gonna widen our feet, get a small bend in our knees, get that tummy nice and tight, and exhale, pressing forward. Good. So maybe getting a little bit of rotation in that trunk, feeling how we can squeeze those tummy muscles as we reach forward. Excellent job. Again, if the shoulders are bothering you, you can kind of go for a lower punch. And if you're feeling nice and warm, pick up your pace. Good job. 2 more. And take a rest. All right, coming into our third exercise, opposite elbow to knee. So again, you can feel free to let go of the chair if you're feeling good. We'll just come hand to knee. If you start to get really comfortable, you can think about bringing that elbow to the knee. Or if not, just hand to knee is fine. And you can always hold on if needed, like I'm doing here. And then we'll just switch halfway through if needed. Excellent job. Great work. The important part here is movement, good posture, safe balance, and breathing. Take a rest. All right, we're gonna come into our mini squat. So hands can be on the hips or on the chair. We're gonna widen the feet a little bit wider than our hips, and the weight is in our heels so we can wiggle our toes. And lowering down, exhale, stand up. And inhale, lowering down, exhale, stand up. Again, making sure that this motion starts with the hips coming a little bit backwards. So kind of poking the hips back, good, and down. Finding a range that is comfortable with you. If it doesn't feel great, make it smaller, that's always okay, or use the chair to help you a bit more and to get back up. Last one, and rest. Final exercise of this round, we have the tap jacks. And so again, if you want to hold on, if not, you can do it without hands. We'll step up to the side, up overhead, back to center. Good. If you need that little bit of extra balance, the chair is always there for you. And again, remember, we can always make it a little bit smaller. Or if you're feeling great, keep it nice and big. Great work. Again, find that breath that works for you. So you should feel like you're breathing a little bit heavier, but you should still be able to talk and catch your breath on our rest breaks. Take a rest. So that's our 7 minutes. So if that's all you wanted to do, then you can go ahead and take a rest. Grab a quick sip of water if you need to, if you're staying on for the 10 minutes, and we'll get ready. All right, grabbing onto the chair, heel to butt. Again, if you're feeling good, you can keep the hands on the hips, kind of rocking from side to side here. Squeezing the back of the leg as we lift that heel up towards the bum. Drawing the belly button in to support that low back, help give us a lot of stability and to grow a bit taller. Good. Grabbing onto the chair again. If you need to, you can always modify. Last couple here. And rest. We'll get ready for our next one, the forward punch. Widen the feet just a bit, lower down a little bit into the heels, and draw the tummy in, exhale, forward punch. Can get a little bit of rotation in here, feel how the trunk is really working here as well. It's not just an arm exercise, but we're also getting some core engagement. Good, reaching long out in front of you. Awesome job, find your rhythm. Beautiful work. Last couple here. And rest. Okay, coming into our elbow to knee. So opposite hand to opposite knee or opposite elbow, depending on how you're feeling. And we'll get started now. Get a few extra in there. Good job. Again, remember you can always hold onto the chair to give you a bit of balance. Really working on squeezing those trunk muscles to lift that leg up. And then switching if needed. Great work. Almost there, and take a rest. We'll come into our last round of mini squats. Widening the feet a little bit more than hip width apart. Weight is in the heels. You can lift and wiggle the toes, and then we'll lower down. Good, so starting this motion by bringing the hips back and then down a bit, exhaling to stand tall, return to standing. You can always make this a little bit easier by just decreasing your range or using that chair to help you. Good, or challenge yourself with maybe coming down a bit lower. Great work. A few more here, squeeze the back of the legs to stand up. Last one, exhale, stand tall, take a rest. All right, we're on to our last exercise. So now we just have our tap jacks, okay? So remember, you could always decrease your range if needed, but we'll step out to the side, lift the arm up and over, and come back to center. Good job. If needed, the chair is always here for balance. We can use that to help us. Growing up nice and tall, moving that breath. Excellent work. We're over halfway there. Just a few more left. And last one. All right, that's all we have for today. So you finished your 10 minutes of exercise. Make sure to grab some water and take a rest.